This is incredible. I'm kind of speechless. This is my first mail call video, and you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for sending this stuff in. I'm just I'm so surprised. So today we're going to be looking at how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packages that I have received, and it's actually been over a couple months now, I believe. Sorry to those who sent stuff really early on. I'd just been kind of holding on to them because I knew I was going to make a video and I wanted to put them all together, but it ended up taking a lot longer for some of these to arrive than I anticipated. So my apologies to those who've been waiting to see this. So today I'm just going to be opening up mail and seeing what people sent me. Now, one of my favorite experiences from having made YouTube videos is that I've been able to connect with people on a scale that I didn't anticipate. I've met a lot of people who don't live where I live and have had vastly different experiences from me. So as I get mail from different places around the planet, I want to kind of show how cool it is to have an international audience, and I'm going to mark everywhere I get mail from on this globe. Alright, so let's start with the first package I ever received. This comes from Steve in Ridgewood, New York. And now to mark the first ever spot on the map. It's apparently kind of hard to get the pins in there, so I'm going to start out by poking a hole like that. Then I can put my little brad nail through. There we go. That's the first one marked. Alright, now let's open it up. Thank you, Steve. So, Steve has actually sent me a non-functional calculator that he's hoping I can get working. Oh, that is pretty. This is a Casio CQ1, a computer quartz calculator calendar. It's a lot. So he can't get it working, and if I try and stick a AA battery in there, I can corroborate that it doesn't seem to want to do anything. So, and his note said he could not figure out how to get it open, so let's really quick see if we can do that here. One screw that holds that on. I don't feel any under that label. Now, we do have this battery compartment here that can hold some little tiny batteries, and I suspect that's for holding the time and date. Maybe this stores other information like contacts when the main battery has gone bad, so I don't know if that's going to be required for it to work, but hopefully not. So now we need to try and get it open. Since there's only one screw, I'm guessing there are tabs that we need to pop now. So based on this, I'm guessing he's tried to go at it with a screwdriver. Alright, so that's the back off, and we have a single wire connected to, what is that, an interference shield in there? Alright, I've gone ahead and removed just a couple of screws here. Right here we have a genuine dead bug deep in there. I can go ahead and get him out, and yeah, don't need that. So we can pull this tab to the side and then get access to the business bits here, and we can see that wonderful tube VFD for the display. It's kind of loose in there. That's a little odd, but yeah, carefully move that. Got just a few more screws in here I need to get out. Then I can extract the entire thing. Well, I am momentarily defeated, but this calculator will return for a full repair in its own video. So thank you, Steve, for sending this, and I am not giving up yet. Next are 2 packages from someone who wished to remain anonymous from College Station, Texas. Okay, Globe, you're going to cut me a little slack this time, make this easier. Oh. Okay, and there is College Station. Now, for this video only, all future videos will be different. I'm going to go ahead and mark that as a 2-time package place, since I got 2 packages. So in the future, when I get repeat mail from the same location, I will go ahead and add an additional magnet. But for now, since I have actually 2 people who sent 2 packages, I'm going to go ahead and double them up this time. But in the future, if I get multiple packages at once, I won't double them up. Whew, okay. As you might have guessed, the theme of this box was the Apple Xserve. Wow, this is great. I'd kind of forgotten about this. This is going to be so awesome. So, in addition to the Xserve that I have running all the time, in my new rack video, I showed that I have 2 more Xserves that are just, they're totally wiped. They have nothing left, no RAM, no drives. One of them is even missing the PCI extension risers there that'll let you actually put PCI cards in them. And here we have some network cards to really make them do some cool stuff. So, well, yeah, awesome. Thank you. And there's more server stuff in that one. All right, and in the second one, we have 2 partial Xserve rails. These are incomplete. They're missing the rear half that would go on the other side. But we also have 2 shelf-style adjustable rails that I should be able to put the Xserve on in the rack. This is awesome. Thank you. All right, standard disclaimer. I have not been everywhere, man, and I'm not going to do great with names from regions I'm not familiar with. But this next package comes from Arn from Aurich, Germany. I'm definitely going to need a better system for putting these nails in the globe, because this is, that's killing my thumb. In full disclosure, this wasn't actually a donation. This was a trade for a PC Junior power board, but based on what's inside of here, I figured you guys would like to see this. Yes, a Sinclair ZX81. This is not an NTSC device, so I will have to mod the video output, but I'm really looking forward to getting this going and set up. I do have a Timex Sinclair 1000 and a Radio Shack MC10, but you just can't beat the original. Now, one thing that is going to be worth checking out is that this thing isn't actually all that stock inside. I can't remember where all the screws are on here. So there's one. So just the first one I took off didn't have a screw. Awesome. But, all right, so I didn't know this before I got this unit, but now that I was able to take a good look at this bodge, I was able to figure out and identify what it is. This is a factory-installed bodge to fix a problem with floating point calculations in the ROM. So this was installed on Commodore. So this was installed on time. So this was installed on ZX Spectrum 81s to fix a floating point issue bug in the ROM in the factory. That is hilarious. And the next package comes from Chuck in Sebastian, Florida. Whoops, that one was way too high up, but Sebastian, Florida is actually right about here. So, you know what, I can move it. There we go. This is a PC Junior floppy extender. It allows you to connect 2 additional floppy drives to your PC Junior for a total of 3. I've been going back and forth over email with Chuck about the design of this board, and he's just about got them done now and has sent me this one to take a look at in a video. Definitely thank you for sending this in, Chuck. I look forward to trying this out. Alright, we're down to the final 2 packages, and if you're in my Discord server, then you'll recognize the name of who this is from. This is from Tomatolicious, and he is in Hemmer, Germany. Alright, so for this one, it's going to be easiest to go over everything in little segments. So I'm going to do that while reading along to the included note. Hello, Shelby. Here is most of the stuff we talked about on Discord, mostly the big box Loki releases that were rotting away in the German warehouse for 2 decades. As previously mentioned, 2 of the games did not have a big box release, so the DVD case variant you are receiving is the only one they released. I also included both of the big box Linux versions that the distributor had sent to me as a free bonus. Because these were impossible to fit in the box as is, and I did not want to keep you waiting any longer, I did the unthinkable. I folded the boxes! However, because the boxes were already nicked up a bit and did not use any glue at all, I think it should be fine, and you should be able to restore these to their original shape very easily. The only thing missing is the 600-page German hardcover book about Ubuntu. I figured it was low priority, so I'll send it next time. Okay. Alright, this is a topic I've been wanting to do a video about for a long time. There were actually big box Linux game releases. There were multiple companies releasing ports of games for Linux, and in particular, these games were released by Loki, who would partner with developers to create a specific Linux release of their games. In addition to these, I've also been collecting some other games that got Linux releases, and I'm planning on doing a video demonstrating running Linux on my new Windows 98 PC and playing all of these games. Now, I'm also trying to get as many big box Linux distributions as I can get, and these 2 here are definitely awesome additions to the collection, and they'll go along nice with my Mandrake and my Open Linux desktop that I didn't really have a lot of success installing the last time I tried, but I will prevail in the future. This was actually the reason that I was getting sent a package at all. I had mentioned that I was looking for these Loki game releases, and Tomatolicious went out and found them on a German website available for nothing at all, and offered to be a proxy to mail them to me, which was just awesome. And he ended up just basically giving them to me, but I split the shipping with him to get them over here, so a big thank you to Tomatolicious for helping make this happen. So, in the future, you can look forward to a 90s Linux extravaganza, but I do need some time to get some kinks worked out. Now, also included with the Loki games was this big-ish box copy of Doom 3 that is region-specific to Germany, and I found this just very, very interesting, as I kind of like Doom 3. I've been trying to get a hold of all the significant versions of Doom 3 available, and it's really cool to add that one to my collection. Alright, let's continue. Furthermore, I included the sound card you needed. What a wild coincidence that I would just happen to pull out the exact card you needed out of one of my scrap metal runs. Happy that it will go to a good home rather than the grinder. I don't know how you'll present these donation unboxings, or if there is anything you will shout out for people who donate stuff. If so, let me know on Discord. I have. Until then, I hope you enjoy the stuff. I will. P.S. This letter was typed, spell-checked, and printed on a vintage Panasonic digital word processor W900 from 1988. Tomatolicious. Alright, so here's how the ISA cards happened. At one point, I managed to find this complete Sound Blaster 16 box at Goodwill for 99 cents that has absolutely every single thing in it, except for the card itself. And Tomatolicious managed to just happen to find the exact card that goes into this box. So he offered to include it with the Loki games. But after we talked about just the Sound Blaster card, he asked me if I needed anything else, and I'd actually just started planning a DOS computer build, so I kinda needed some older hardware, and I actually have a little bit of a void between 85 and 95 in my computer collection, so anything would help me get that going. Now, he has access to a lot of different cards because he works through a recycling program where these things usually get shredded to bits, and was able to just send me a small collection of stuff that's going to be incredibly helpful in that build. So a massive thank you for that. And lastly, he included a couple extra cool things that we'd talked about, some 3DFX badges. I actually don't know about the stickers, but apparently they're for my Xserve and Switch, and some Alan Parsons records, most specifically Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe, because that completes my Alan Parsons collection. Well, okay, I'll have to admit, two of them are on tape, but that was the last one I was missing, and the Turn of a Friendly Card, mine is nearly sealed, but I don't actually know the condition of the vinyl. I don't think it was that great, so that was a really nice one to get. So definitely a big thank you to Tomatolicious. Well, that's it for the first Akabakuku mail call video. Wow, thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to me. And I hope everyone who watched this enjoyed it. We now have 5 different points on the globe. I'm really curious to see how that evolves over time. I am going to have to make a better base for it than just, a roll of blue tape. But for now, that's going to work. I'll probably design and 3D print something a little fancier later. I did rip that off of a pointed globe thing that holds it in position, but that won't work with the magnets if they start to tower out. So, I got to come up with something else. But I think that's going to be kind of cool. So we'll see how that evolves. Maybe it'll have to change in the future. I'm not really sure. But for now, that's everything there is. So I'll see you next time. I knew I was going to forget something.